Okay, so it's good to see everyone again. Today I'm going to be sharing about one of my favorite topics, and really it is a particular component of Dr. Pillai's teachings which have given me the most fastest progress in life in every way. I've been with him for 18 years now. So today we're going to be teaching about archetypes. And that word sounds a little unfamiliar. However, let me put it in very simple terms. Archetypes are simply light beings, and we know them mostly by calling them as gods, goddesses, or angels. Archetypes can be scientifically explained as simply sound and light frequencies. We're going to be talking about that later, because the fact that they can be explained as sound and light frequencies really gives you the basis of how you can connect to archetypes and how you can experience them. Now, Dr. Pillai, as you know, he brings forward many techniques to the modern day world in order to give people shortcut and easy tools that they can use in order to see results in their life. And for archetypes, Dr. Pillai has actually said that a new science will be emerging in this world, which will be based upon a revival of archetypes. So the new science of archetypes will be a merger of Western science and spiritual science. And the fact that this science will come about in order to really take prominence in the world is based on the fact that all ancient civilizations knew that the secret of obtaining power is through archetypes. If you study the civilizations of Egypt, they were working extensively with archetypes, or in Rome, or the people of India. Archetypes were the #1 way that people in power knew that they had to go to these archetypes in order to obtain supernormal powers, or powers beyond human means. So the science of archetypes has been with us since the beginning of time. And Dr. Pillai is now going to make this science very simple and very real and very practical for people in this modern day world, because truly we have lost our touch with archetypes. In fact, in ancient civilizations, people were so connected with archetypes that they often had very real experiences of archetypes, and they were able to be as close to them as they are to you or I in a physical form. But we've lost touch with archetypes, and Dr. Pillai has been showing people and guiding people on how you can use very simple techniques in order to connect with archetypes, and most importantly, obtain their power. So first, I just want to cover some general traits of archetypes. Archetypes are always present, but they're not usually visible to the naked eye. Now this point is important because when we call upon an archetype when we're in trouble, then at that time we place our consciousness on the archetype and we may feel them come to us. But always, at every moment of every day, these divine beings, which are light and sound frequencies, they are present on the earth plane. They're gathered around us, and they want very much to make contact with us. However, we're not able usually to perceive them with the naked eye. We've lost that ability. However, I do know people who have actually seen archetypes with their naked eye, and some of you are nodding your heads. So that's a very real experience. But in general, please remember that archetypes are vibrating eternally, and they are constantly present all around us. Now, regarding the forms of archetypes, I'm going to use a big word here. They have anthropomorphic forms. And what that really means, very simply, is that their form is human-like. And it's described by mythology. And mythology is actually a very accepted area of study now by scholars for the past 30 years. Mythologies teach us the form or the visual image of what archetypes look like. So we can look to mythologies in order to understand how they can appear to us. Now, I mentioned before that archetypes are sound and light frequencies. What this means is that typically we experience archetypes either by hearing them or by seeing them, but seeing them in another way. And I'd like to give a few examples of this. Now, auditorially, we can hear sounds which are spoken sounds, or we can hear sounds which are subtle sounds within. And I believe some of you heard my story that I told at a Shri Brazil event maybe about 9 months ago, where 15 years ago, I was at a small seminar with Dr. Pillai and about 10 ladies, and we were focusing intensely on the goddess. And Dr. Pillai was chanting Shreem in order to call Goddess Lakshmi into the room. So we were all sitting in meditation. We had our eyes closed. Dr. Pillai would chant Shreem, and then after him, a very beautiful silvery voice chanted Shreem. And so we all had our eyes closed and we thought, who is the person in this room that is chanting so beautifully? And it went on and on. He would chant Shreem, and this voice would say in a very ethereal way, Shreem. So after the meditation was finished, we all opened our eyes. We looked at one another and we said, who was chanting with Dr. Pillai? And then we realized very quickly that it was none of us, and that Goddess Lakshmi herself was singing. And this was an experience that was very real to 10 people in the room. Now, I've heard at the Shri Brazil events that people have heard Lakshmi singing. Are there people here who have had that experience? Yeah. So it's a very real experience. And it's a sacred experience too, because what we're doing when we work with archetypes, we're simply calling them to us. Even though archetypes are always present on the earth plane, when we call archetypes to us, they are very gracious to make themselves known to us and tell us, I'm here. And one way they do that is to actually hear them in a way where you can hear it out loud. However, a very important way to connect with archetypes is to be open to the messages that you receive from them internally. And I'll be giving examples from my own life where literally I've been guided day by different archetypes that I've been connecting with in my life. It's very powerful because it's really like having an inner advisor who's with you all the time. They're all-knowing, all-powerful, and you can hear them not in a way as I could hear this gentleman speak to me now, but they give you messages within and guide you like a loving father or mother. And it's a very beautiful experience. Now, because archetypes are light frequencies, you can perceive them visually. But when I say see them, it's not usually with the naked eye, but many people, I believe here, have had experiences of seeing archetypes in visions or dreams. How many people here have had that experience? Yes. So that experience, it's really, it's a great blessing from the archetype. It's called darshan. Most of you know what darshan is. That's the sacred seeing of the god or goddess. So when you call upon the archetype, and when they actually appear to you in visions and dreams, again, they're letting you know, I'm here. And that experience will transform you. It will totally transform you. the way that an archetype communicates their energy to you in the most powerful way is to either speak to you or to show their form to you. And the form of the archetype actually conveys the power of the archetype. All of you know Lord Ganesha, and we all love him. He has a very adorable form. But the form of Lord Ganesha, just by gazing at the form of Lord Ganesha, it conveys his power to remove obstacles. So the form of the archetype is very important in order to connect with the archetype and to receive powers from the archetype. So we're going to be working with them later on today through their sound and light frequencies.